one time my son asked me a question. I allowed myself to slow down and answer him saying, and I saw him look at me with a lot of confusion and wonder on his face. After a while, he said to me, and I was surprised because I never expected such reasoning. But I was like, you know what? That makes sense. Yes, you can call her mommy, daddy. We have been told that education is the key to success. But in the AI future, this belief is going to keep gifted people broke. Because with all the knowledge of human history literally being available at the tip of our fingertips, our children's originality, their ability to bring new things into the world, and that is the new key to success. The truth is that only giving your children a mass-produced, globalized education that is not tailored to their unique gifts or their unique cultural heritage is costing them time that they could be using to discover their God-given purpose and differentiating their gifts with their unique cultural heritage that is going to be very rare in their time. Let me show you something unusual. Just look at this math. In its traditional state, you can get this adungu, which is a traditional Ugandan musical instrument, for about $26 on the local market. On the international market, you can get it for about $100. But after reinventing it into the Janzi, Ugandan artist Sewa Sewa now sells it for $1,000 in a dedicated online store. That is 10 times more. He has built a business and personal brand that school alone could not have prepared him to build. Sewa Sewa is from a normal background, just like most people, and he has turned it into a personalized career in which he gets paid to share his unique gifts and his cultural heritage in his unique way with the world. So today I'm going to give you the roadmap to show you the exact steps he took to create his own fulfilling job in a world where the education he received was designed to make him a job seeker instead of a job creator. And it all begins with the fact that he speaks his mother tongue and he's therefore able to decode the unique wisdom that it holds. And this is what I do. I've helped dozens of busy Christian moms help their children start speaking their mother tongue straight away and deeply appreciating it, as well as discovering how to use the unique knowledge it holds to refine and differentiate their unique gifts. Like my client Masivo, who is an educator, her young learners went from writing stories to complete class assignments to writing stories where they created new words in Kiswahili when they couldn't find a word to describe what they were trying to say. Or Julie, who discovered how to help her children marry their heritage with their love for technology. Or Sanyu, who finally started helping her grandchildren learn Luganda because she was able to clarify the deep conviction she held that Luganda would give them something that most of their peers would not have in the near future. And if you would like to take it a step further and implement this roadmap that I'm about to share with you, we are creating a free guide to show you how to help your children start speaking their mother tongue straight away and deeply appreciating it as a busy Christian mom without you needing to have more time or to speak the language well or even at all. Comment guide below this video to get on the waitlist to access it coming soon, or send guide on WhatsApp to the number on your screen. Before we get into all the details, we need to understand why Sewa Sewa, a bachelor's degree holder, is able to have more job security than some master's degree and PhD holders you might know. And not in the traditional way. Like I said, this is not about being the best in an education system that is designed to fit everyone and yet no one at all. In some cases, yes, being the best in school can result in high job security. However, Sewa Sewa's audience does not listen to him because of his degree or what he scored or what his GPA was or the caliber of university he went to. Here is the part that most parents get wrong. Academic documents do not equal job security. And now in the time we're living in, creativity alone does not equal job security. Originality is what equals job security. because you could have the best results and lots of brilliant ideas and still not even be able to get a level entry job. Shout out to all the envelopes and the shoe soles that got worn out while we were job hunting after graduation. And all the CVs that probably ended up in office dustbins somewhere. Because formal education as we know it was not designed to cultivate our individual gifts or our children's. It was designed to meet the labor needs of the industrial age. At the peak of the industrial age in the mid to late 1800s, factories needed large numbers of workers who were punctual, obedient, comfortable with repetition, and literate enough to follow instructions. In response, public schooling expanded across the world all through to the 1900s, with schools adopting factory-like structures like standardized curriculums, uniform testing, bells, and fixed timetables, all mirroring factory environments. The aim was efficiency and standardization, not cultivating individual gifts or personalized learning or creativity or passing on wisdom. The problem is that as we moved out of the industrial age and into the information age, creativity now became a requirement. The job market changed, and the ability to only follow instructions that we had gained from our industrial age education was now a disadvantage. That's why 87% of graduates cannot find jobs. And with the emergence of AI, we've now moved out of the information age into the emerging age, where old structures of our human civilization are breaking down and new structures have not yet emerged. And with developments in generative AI and robotics, 50% of total jobs available could be fully automated by the year 2045, which is why creativity is no longer enough. We now need to cultivate our children's originality, their ability to bring new things into the world, which will be stifled if we only give them a formal education. Because by only taking your children to school, like we've been told, and having them study the exact same things as almost all the children in the world, to compete for the same opportunities with almost all the children in the world, and have their creativity be stifled in the process of being educated, and then hope that maybe they'll be among the lucky few who get opportunities out of the many, or they'll be among the few who start a business, but out of only business logic and not from knowing their unique gifts. You're essentially putting them at the mercy of the changing times and seasons. They will not be ready for the emerging age. And so, unless we make a shift in how we are educating our children, it's likely that they will have total job insecurity in their lifetime. That's why the people who are now winning in the job and business market are not being successful because they are highly educated or because they are creative. They are successful because they are original thinkers. Whether they have the right values or not, they are bringing something new into the world, and that is the new key to success. There's one untapped knowledge resource that we have as the human race that we can pass on to our children and their children, that is full of ideas that are new to the modern world, and that is their mother tongue and the culture it comes out of. And in that case, you don't need to take your child to the most expensive schools or through a specific curriculum or to every extracurricular activity. You just need to support them to think critically about the world around them and to explore their unconventional ideas in line with their unique gifts through the wisdom that is held in their mother tongue and heritage. Like one of my clients who finally discovered how to help her children start speaking Uganda. Her son is very interested in space, and so he began asking her what the planets were called in Uganda. And her first reaction was to say that they don't have names. But she became curious about what their names might be. And she began to think about the kinds of things her son might learn about space and the planets from the unique perspective of the Vaganda. And then she began to see how if he fully explored this line of curiosity, he could bring a whole new perspective to space exploration. And in that process, a whole new world of possibility was opened up for her son to be able to share his unique gifts with the world through his unique perspective and with the wisdom of his culture that would be new to the modern world. And if you would like to create this possibility in your children's lives, we are creating a free guide to show you how to easily help your children start speaking their mother tongue straight away and deeply appreciating it as a busy Christian mom without needing to have more time or to speak the language well or at all. Just comment guide below to get on the wait list to access it coming soon, or send guide to the number on your screen on WhatsApp. On our journey to help our children become successful in their future, what we have been used to focusing on is academic performance. But now more than ever, academic performance does not matter. What matters is three things: that our children retain their ability to be curious, that they feel safe to try new things, and that they have what I call radical human connection with other people. A simple way to help them reawaken their curiosity, first of all, is to respond to their questions with questions and not answers. This makes them feel safe to ask even more questions. And at the same time, we need to be open to sharing with them the detail and the nuance within their cultural heritage that is often overlooked but holds a lot of wisdom. This is what needs to become our primary focus. And when they discover an answer, we need to be willing to let them try it out. However unconventional it might be, but with wisdom, of course. I'll share with you a quick story about one time my son asked me a question. He said, "Mommy, what does Senga mean?" Now, the quick answer would have been to tell him it means auntie, so that I can get back to what I need to do, because I have a long to-do list and I need to finish what I'm doing. But I was beginning to sense this new thing that God is doing for our children, and understanding that I need to be more intentional about sharing that wisdom with him and passing it on. And so I allowed myself to slow down and answer him saying, Senga means paternal aunt. But since in Rutoro it means Isenkati, which means your father who is a woman, it must be the same even in Luganda. In fact, the Baganda have a saying that Senga yali musajja yandibadde taata. So yes, Senga is your father who is a woman. And I saw him look at me with a lot of confusion and wonder on his face for some good time. After a while, he said to me, "So I can call her mommy daddy?" And I was surprised because I never expected such reasoning around the issue and such a word. But I was like, you know what? That makes sense. Yes, you can call her mommy daddy. And I celebrated him for his ability to think through complex situations and come up with unconventional ideas. And he was excited. We laughed about how funny it sounded. And he ran off to tell his brother about this new word he had discovered that doesn't exist in English. And since then, we've had many more conversations like those. And he has come up with some of the most unexpected solutions. But that is the process through which he is training his originality. And that is what our children need at this time. Because the more we engage them in such conversations, the stronger this muscle of originality becomes. And what allows this muscle of originality to continue to strengthen is the second thing, the safety to try new things. Where most of us get it wrong as parents is that we believe that for our children to be successful, they need to specialize early in life. And so if, for example, we see a spark of musical talent in them, we rush them to the nearest music class and only focus on growing their musical talent for the rest of their lives. But this approach sells our children short. The truth is that our children have many gifts and talents, and the best way to give them the highest chance of success in this world of ever-increasing complexity is what I call delayed specialization. It sounds counterintuitive, but what this means is that we give our children the chance to explore as many of their talents as possible. And sometimes these gifts may not even look like they work well together or like they make sense together. Your child might be interested in things like music, sports, and mechanics. Speaking for myself here, you just need to trust the process and let them dive as deeply into each gift as they would like. It's true that they may take a little longer to specialize or find that thing that they would most want to do. But when they do find it, they'll be able to provide much deeper value in the field they choose. Having knowledge in diverse fields is what is going to empower them to think in highly complex ways that will enable them to come up with solutions for the highly complex problems we are sure to encounter in the emerging age as a civilization if Christ has not yet returned, and create niche products and services that AI cannot originate or replace. Think of them as a child who grows up hearing several languages and has not yet started to speak. They may take a little longer to start speaking because there are complex processes happening in their brain. They're trying to analyze and understand each language and categorize each language from the other. So it may take them a little longer to speak, but when they do start speaking, children can speak up to 7 languages simultaneously without mixing them up. The key with delayed specialization is to allow for free exploration. The learning outcome here is not for them to be the best in their class, in their music class, or whatever area they have chosen to explore. It's for them to discover what they gravitate towards the most and to continue refining and mastering those specific skills they feel called most to. And remember to celebrate their wins along the way, big and small, and to let it be safe for them to fail and to take failure as feedback about what could be different next time. And lastly, radical human connection. The biggest mistake many original thinkers make is that they attempt to serve others by sharing what they are most excited about. And what often ends up happening is that they are met with silence. And it feels like people just don't see the value that they bring. They may even end up doubting themselves and giving up. I've seen so many brilliant minds fall into this trap. What we need to do is to support our children to become deeply related to the immediate problems and urgent needs of others, and to discover how to use their unique gifts and the wisdom of their cultural heritage to create solutions to those problems that only they can create. This is what will create unprecedented value for others and allow our children to stand out in the future AI-saturated market. At the same time, they need to be able to deeply connect with the people who have the cultural knowledge that they will need to refine and differentiate their unique gifts on this journey. To be able to discern together the details and the intricacies of their culture that hold the wisdom that could bring new solutions to the modern world through their unique gifts. If you'd like to know how to do this in a way that flows with the routines that already exist in your day, even if you don't speak your children's mother tongue well or at all, watch this video where I break down how to do exactly that. And if you would like to create this roadmap in your children's lives, we are creating a free guide to help you easily help your children start speaking their mother tongue straight away and deeply appreciating it as a busy Christian mom without needing to have more time or to speak the language well or at all. Just comment guide below this video and we'll get you on the wait list to receive that guide coming soon, or send the word guide to the number on your screen on WhatsApp. Leave me some comments below and let me know what the biggest takeaway has been for you and what you're excited to try. I read every comment, so I'm excited to read yours. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.